President Anderson, members of the faculty, Board of Trustees, distinguished guests, my old colleague, Senator Bob Byrd, who has earned his degree through many years of attending Knight Law School, while I am earning mine in the next 30 minutes, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to La Politica, the politics and policy section of the UMB Centro de Idiomas podcast. My name is Jason. I'm an English teacher here at the university, and in this section of the podcast, I'm going to talk about U.S. and Colombian politics. Today, I'm just going to talk about U.S. politics and the midterm elections in November. In the next episode, I'll talk about Colombian politics and the presidential election in May and elections to La Cámara and the Senado. But let's get started. In November, we're going to have congressional elections. Congressional elections choose people for the Congress. And in the Congress, there are two parts, the House of Representatives and the Senate. The House of Representatives has 435 members elected by people from different districts in each state all over the country. And they are given to the different states by population. So, for example, California has 53 representatives, and Montana has one. This is because in California there are many millions of people, but in Montana there are very few. So, House members are given to different states based on population. In the Senate, there are 100 members, and it's very easy. There are only 2 senators per state. So, for example, California has 2 senators, Montana has 2 senators, Georgia has 2 senators, every state has 2 senators. Now, the Republican Party is the majority party in the House of Representatives. They have 233 seats. The Democratic Party is the minority party in the House of Representatives. They have 200 seats. These are the two main political parties in the United States, the Democrats and the Republicans. And right now, the Republican Party controls the House of Representatives. It's the opposite in the Senate. The Democrats control the Senate. They have 55 members, which includes 2 independents. And the Republicans have 45 members in the Senate. So the Democrats are the majority in the Senate, and the Republicans are the majority in the House. And, of course, President Obama is a Democrat, so the executive branch is controlled by the Democratic Party as well. Now, there are some major themes, some major issues and ideas that are going to be talked about in the upcoming elections. I'm just going to talk about 3 today, and they are, I think, in order of importance: income inequality, the Affordable Care Act, also called Obamacare, and immigration reform. These are complicated ideas, but I will just give a short explanation for each. Income inequality is how much wealth or how much money goes to different groups in a country. Doesn't matter. In the United States, in Colombia, in the UK, whatever. Income inequality is just how much wealth different groups in the population have. And in the United States, especially since the Occupy Wall Street protests, there has been a lot of talk about income inequality and how much money the top 1% of the population in the United States controls. This has been growing over the last 30 years, 40 years or so. So the top 1% of the population now controls a lot of wealth in the United States, somewhere in the neighborhood of 25 to 30% of all national wealth. And different people have different remedies for these things, and so they will be promoting those ideas in the election. Now, Obamacare is the Health Care Reform Act that the president passed in 2010. It has been extremely politically explosive ever since, and it will be so this year. It is basically an act that creates different exchanges in different states to buy and sell health insurance, among other things. But there are people who want to get rid of the law, and that will certainly be up for discussion in November. Finally, there's immigration reform. What to do about illegal immigrants in the United States and how to secure the border with Mexico, and how to make sure that people who are already in the United States can become legal and maybe eventually become citizens. This is being debated right now, and it's going to be a big issue in many states, especially in the South. For example, in different races like Louisiana, Kentucky, Arkansas, and Georgia. Immigration reform and Obamacare are going to be big ideas that are talked about. Another race that's very interesting is in Montana, where the senior senator there is retiring to become the next ambassador to China. The Democrats currently hold the Senate seats in Montana, Louisiana, and Arkansas, but the Republicans are looking to take control, and they're going to need to win all of those races, Montana, Louisiana, Kentucky, Arkansas, and Georgia, to get to 50 seats in the Senate, and then they only need one more to win a majority. Now, those are the main issues that are going to be talked about, and those are the main states where they will be talked about. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, and stay tuned for more updates, both on American politics and Colombian politics. Like I said, in the next episode, we're going to focus just on Colombia, and in the episodes after that, we will talk about both systems and both elections in the future. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed the podcast, and I hope you come back and see us. Take care. Ciao.
All people to see it, to draw hope from it, and to move irresistibly towards it. And second, let us re-examine our attitude towards the Soviet Union. It is discouraging to think that their leaders may actually believe what their propagandists write.